Hi, everyone. It is Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. And we are in the month of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you're tuning into my channel, thank you very much. I'm not a medical professional. I don't play one on TV, but I am a wife and mother who has battled cancer, breast cancer, 2 times. My camera is shrinking. Anyhow, I thought I'd hop on here and let's talk about mammograms. Ladies and gentlemen, get your mammograms. And yes, I said ladies and gentlemen, because statistically 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Currently, that is the stats, and it is very rare, but 1 in 1,000 of males also can get breast cancer. And one of my friend's fathers actually battled it for several years before he passed away. This camera's not being cooperative today, but I thought I would jump on here and relate back to my first one last week when I said it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month and encourage everyone to get their mammograms, because as I even stated then, everyone's story about their breast cancer, any cancer, is different than anyone else's. And even my first diagnosis was different than my second. And I need to correct myself because I was finishing my treatment in 2013. I was the first time diagnosed originally in 2012. Breast cancer does not run in my family. It was actually my initial baseline mammogram that I went to. We were in California. My husband was still active duty. My children, our three sons, they were young in elementary school. Well, actually, I had a 3-year-old at the time, so I think I was 42. I still feel like I was on the young side there, and it's getting younger and younger. My first baseline mammogram, I didn't have any pains or anything. They were just doing my baseline and found the cancer, and luckily for me, it was stage 1. It was invasive ductal carcinoma. It had started to spread, but I was lucky it was stage 1. And at that time, the oncologist that I was going to David Grant Medical Center, which is one of the very few, I guess, teaching military hospitals left out there. And that at that time, back in 2012, that oncologist told me that they had recently had come out with the oncotype test, and that's where they actually test the tumors, and this is where all the money and the fundraising and the technology and the science is great, because they had discovered this test, because before that they had given all women chemo and some of them radical mastectomies, and they had discovered that chemo has lasting effects, and you don't find that out sometimes until later on. And they were trying to find ways not to have to give all women these treatments. So yay for technology. And at that time, my oncotype test score came back low. And at that time, the advice was given that I didn't need chemo or anything. So yay, I was going to go on tamoxifen, which I did. I took tamoxifen for 5 years, and that was the drug before I went through menopause. Now, fast forward to 2024, I was having some numbness in my arm, and this is the side that I had my mastectomy on. I was having numbness and pain going down to my wrist. And I've said in my past videos that I was ignoring it because, I'm going to tell you, once someone tells you have cancer in your life, you're forever going to have that in your head. So you're forever thinking about that. So as I say, get your mammies grammed, go to your yearly visits, get your checkups. Early detection saves lives. And even then, when I was having the numbness and I was trying to explain to them that I was having an odd pain, I was told at that time that I had a 1% chance of my cancer returning. 1%. And I'm really glad that I kept saying, no, it's not muscle pain, it's not muscle soreness, it's numbness. And I kept speaking up, asking for a breast MRI. So, ladies and gentlemen, please get your yearly checkups. And if you feel there's something wrong, you need to be with a doctor that listens to you and your concerns. You know, it's very important. So, yes, luckily, again, to this time, the second time, it was stage 3, and they had to remove 30, I can't remember, 30 some lymph nodes from here, which is a significant amount. And thankfully, my arm's doing well now. I'm grateful for all the medical care and medical professionals I've gotten. But again, you can go to the American Cancer Society online and educate yourself further on breast cancer and other cancers if necessary. I just am trying to tell my story to encourage women and men to get your yearly checkups. So I am grateful for the care that I've gotten, and I'm grateful for the science and technology that keeps me alive today, and many others. So if you've tuned in, this is a little bit of a long one. I just want to be encouraging. Please get your yearly checkups. It's so very important. If you tuned in and watched my channel, thank you very much. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves out there, and I'll check back in again soon. Love you guys. Bye.